Let's get right into it. Number 10. The Door-Checking Goblin. You've just locked your front door. You heard the click, you felt the deadbolt slide home, you even did the classic little push-pull to confirm. You are, by all accounts, safe. And yet, as you walk away, a tiny, frantic goblin in the back of your skull starts screaming. Did you really lock it? Are you sure? What if you just thought you locked it? What if a highly motivated squirrel with a lockpick set has already breached the perimeter? So you go back. You jiggle the handle again. It's locked. You know it's locked. But the goblin is only momentarily silenced. This isn't just you being forgetful or having a mild case of OCD. This is the ghost of your cave-dwelling ancestor, making sure the big rock is rolled in front of the cave opening. For 99% of human history, night wasn't just dark. It was a festival of things that wanted to eat you. Securing your shelter wasn't a casual habit. It was the final critical step in not becoming a midnight snack for a saber-toothed tiger. Your brain isn't worried about a burglar stealing your vintage video game collection. It's running a deeply ingrained million-year-old software program called Don't Get Eaten in Your Sleep. That little jolt of anxiety, that urge to double-check, is your primal security system doing a sweep. It doesn't understand drywall and deadbolts. It understands perimeters and predators. It's a leftover instinct so powerful that it can override your rational 21st century brain that knows the biggest threat in your neighborhood is probably someone stealing your Amazon packages. Congratulations! You've successfully defended your studio apartment from a woolly mammoth. Now go to bed. Number 9. Hating that rustling sound. Picture this. You're taking out the trash at night. It's quiet, maybe a little too quiet. Then, from a nearby bush, you hear it. A sudden, sharp rustle. Your heart doesn't just beat faster, it tries to pole vault out of your chest. Every muscle in your body tenses up, you freeze, and your hearing suddenly becomes superhuman. For one terrifying second, you are 100% convinced that a velociraptor is about to leap out of the azaleas. It's probably a plastic bag or a raccoon with a vendetta against your recycling bin, but your nervous system has already prepared you for a fight to the death. This jumpiness isn't a flaw, it's a feature. For our ancestors, an unexpected sound in the undergrowth was the #1 trailer for a movie in which they were the unfortunate star and main course. The humans who heard a rustle and thought, "Oh, how lovely, the wind is playing a song on the leaves," did not pass on their genes. The ones who heard a rustle and instantly pumped their bodies full of adrenaline, ready to either run for their lives or spear whatever was hiding there, those are your great, 1,000 times great-grandparents. Your brain's auditory system is hardwired with a threat detection bias. It prioritizes sudden, sharp, and unfamiliar sounds over everything else. A car alarm is annoying, but a single twig snap in a silent forest is terrifying. That's because the twig snap is an unknown variable, and in the evolutionary playbook, unknown is just another word for has sharp teeth. So next time a cat jumping out of a bush makes you yelp, just remember you're honoring your ancestors' extremely successful paranoia. Number 8. The Call of the Void. You're standing on a high balcony, or maybe at the edge of a cliff, admiring the view. The rational part of your brain is appreciating the scenery. But then for a split, horrifying second, another part of your brain, a much stupider, more impulsive part, whispers, you could just jump. You don't want to jump. You have no desire to become a pavement pancake. But the thought is there, a shocking, intrusive little blip of self-destructive madness. This is a well-documented phenomenon known as the Call of the Void, or in its fancy French, l'appel du vide. And despite how it feels, it's not a secret death wish. It's actually the complete opposite. It's your brain safety system short-circuiting in the most dramatic way possible. Here's how it works. Your survival instinct, upon recognizing you're in a high place, starts screaming, "Danger, danger, we could fall, back away!" It's a very fast subconscious signal. Your conscious analytical brain receives this massive jolt of alarm and gets confused. It asks, "Whoa, why am I so terrified? I'm not going to fall unless I was planning to jump." It's a high-speed paradoxical feedback loop. Your brain's alarm system is so effective that it momentarily makes you question your own intentions. It's like a smoke alarm shrieking so loudly that you briefly wonder if you should set a small fire just to make it feel validated. It's your brain's way of saying, "I love you so much I'm willing to imagine killing you just to make sure we don't die." Which, as far as love letters go, is deeply weird. Number 7. The Uncanny Valley. You're watching a movie with cutting-edge CGI and the human characters look almost perfect, but something is wrong. Their eyes are a little too glassy, their movements a fraction too smooth. Instead of feeling impressed, you feel a deep, creeping sense of unease. Or maybe you see a hyper-realistic doll staring at you from a shop window, and your immediate instinct is to back away slowly. Welcome to the Uncanny Valley. It's that chasm of revulsion we feel when something looks very, very human, but not quite human enough. This isn't just an aesthetic preference, it's a primal disease avoidance and threat detection mechanism. For millennia, a human that looked not quite right was a major red flag. Did they have a contagious illness? A genetic defect that could signal problems within the tribe? Or, even more terrifyingly, was that a corpse? Our brains became incredibly skilled at detecting subtle inconsistencies in human appearance. A weird gait, a slack face, lifeless eyes. Because these were all signs of sickness, death, or danger. When a robot or a CGI character enters the Uncanny Valley, it triggers these ancient alarm bells. Your brain's human or not scanner is flagging it as a potential threat. It's not a person, but it's pretending to be one, which reads as deceptive. Worse, it often mimics the subtle markers of a dead body or a sick individual, activating a deep-seated instinct to get away before you catch something. Your brain isn't being a film critic. It's trying to save you from a potential zombie apocalypse. Number 6. The staircase argument. You've just had a tense conversation. Maybe it was a minor disagreement with a coworker or a dumb argument with a friend. You walk away, and then, 5 minutes later, as you're walking down the stairs, it hits you. The perfect comeback, the witty retort, the devastatingly logical point that would have won you the argument instantly. For the rest of the day, you can't stop replaying the conversation in your head, practicing your new and improved lines. This phenomenon, often called staircase wit, feels like a frustrating mental glitch, but it's actually your brain's social survival simulator. For our ancestors, social cohesion was everything. Being ostracized from the tribe wasn't just embarrassing, it was a death sentence. You needed the group for protection, for food, for everything. Any social conflict, no matter how small, was a potential threat to your standing within that group. So when you replay that argument, you're not just being petty. Your brain is running a post-mortem on a perceived social threat. It's asking, what went wrong here? How did my status get challenged? How can I defend myself better next time? It's practicing for future conflicts, sharpening your social swords so that the next time you're challenged, you're better equipped to maintain your position in the tribe. It's not about winning the last argument, it's about making sure you survive the next one. Basically, your brain is a neurotic debate club kid who thinks every conversation is a fight for its life. And evolutionarily speaking, it wasn't wrong. Number 5, hating things with holes. Does looking at a picture of a lotus seed pod make your skin crawl? How about a honeycomb or the bubbles in a pancake? If so, you might have trypophobia, a surprisingly common aversion to clusters of small holes or bumps. People who have it don't just dislike these images, they feel a visceral, primal wave of disgust and fear. It seems completely irrational. It's just holes, right? What's the big deal? Well, your lizard brain begs to differ. The leading theory is that this isn't a fear of geometry, it's a fear of what those patterns have represented throughout evolutionary history. Danger. Think about it. What in nature has patterns like that? The skin of poisonous frogs and snakes, the look of skin afflicted with parasites, infections, or diseases like smallpox, a wasp's nest, a rotting piece of organic matter. All things that your ancestors would have been very, very wise to avoid touching, eating, or getting close to. Your brain has an ancient, non-verbal pattern recognition software that screams, "Danger!" when it sees something that vaguely resembles these threats. It doesn't bother with the details, it just triggers a massive nope response to keep you safe. It's an oversensitive alarm system. It sees a harmless seed pod and mistakes it for a festering wound or a nest of venomous insects. So when you shudder at a picture of a Suriname toad, it's not because you're weird. It's because your brain is convinced you're about to die from a biblical plague, and it's trying to get you to run away. Number 4, your crippling fear of public speaking. The number one fear for most people isn't spiders or death, it's public speaking. The mere thought of standing in front of a group of people and talking can induce sweating, a racing heart, and a desperate urge to be literally anywhere else. Why? It's not like the audience is going to leap up and attack you. The worst they can do is look bored or check their phones. So why does it feel like you're about to face a firing squad? Because to your primal brain you are. As we covered, for ancient humans the tribe was life. Being accepted by the group was paramount. The fear of public speaking, or glossophobia, is a modern manifestation of the ancient fear of ostracism. When you stand in front of a crowd, you are making yourself the single focus of the entire tribe's attention. Every eye is on you. You are being judged. And your primitive brain interprets that judgment as a life or death evaluation. If you perform poorly, if you stammer, say the wrong thing, or seem incompetent, the tribe might reject you. And rejection meant being cast out into the wilderness alone, without protection or resources. It was a death sentence. That pounding in your chest isn't just stage fright. It's your body's fight-or-flight response kicking in, because it genuinely believes you are in mortal danger. Your brain can't tell the difference between a boring PowerPoint presentation and a tribal council deciding whether to banish you for failing to find enough berries. It's a social survival instinct turned up to 11 in a world it no longer understands. Number 3, that feeling of being watched in the dark. You're in bed. The house is silent and the room is dark. Suddenly, for no reason at all, you get it. A chilling, prickling sensation on the back of your neck. You have the unshakable feeling that you are not alone. That someone or something is in the room with you, watching. You know it's illogical. The doors are locked, the windows are shut. But you can't shake the feeling. You might even pull the covers up a little higher, as if a thin layer of cotton is a certified defense against spectral intruders. This feeling is a prime example of our agency detection system working overtime. Humans are hardwired to detect agency, the presence of another thinking, acting being, because it was critical for survival. Is that a shadow? Or is it a predator waiting to pounce? Is that the wind? Or is it another human sneaking up on you? It was always safer to assume there was a who behind the what. A false positive, thinking a rock is a bear, just makes you jumpy. A false negative, thinking a bear is a rock, makes you lunch. In the dark, your primary sense, sight, is taken away. Your brain, deprived of reliable data, gets paranoid. It starts amplifying other senses, and to be on the safe side, defaults to the worst-case scenario. It interprets any ambiguous creak, shadow, or draft as evidence of another agent present in the room with you. This system is so sensitive that it's what makes us see faces in clouds or feel like a doll's eyes are following us. In the dark, it's not just seeing faces in the noise, it's feeling a predator in the silence. It's your brain's hyper-vigilant security guard, convinced there's an intruder, even when the only thing in the room is you and your overactive imagination. Number 2, your weird gut feeling. You meet someone new. On the surface, they're perfectly charming, polite, and everyone else seems to like them. But you just get a bad feeling. You can't explain it. There are no logical reasons, no concrete evidence, but some deep part of you is screaming, "Stay away from this person." Or maybe you're about to make a big decision that looks great on paper, but your gut is telling you it's a terrible idea. This isn't magic, it's your brain's incredible subconscious processing power. Your conscious mind can only juggle a few pieces of information at once. But your subconscious is a supercomputer, constantly scanning the environment and cross-referencing terabytes of past experiences, social cues, and sensory data. That gut feeling is the result of a massive, instantaneous calculation that you're not even aware of. When you get a bad vibe from someone, your subconscious has likely detected a flurry of micro-expressions, a subtle shift in tone, a contradiction between their body language and their words, tiny red flags that your conscious brain missed entirely. It's pattern recognition on a grand scale. Your brain is matching the person's subtle cues to an ancient internal database of danger signals that have kept humans alive for eons. It's the same instinct that told our ancestors which stranger was a threat and which patch of woods felt wrong. It's your primal threat detection system sending a one-word executive summary to your conscious mind. Nope. Always listen to the nope. Number 1, the fear of being alone. For many people, the idea of true, profound loneliness is more terrifying than any monster. We go to great lengths to avoid it. We stay in bad relationships. We fill our schedules with endless distractions. We scroll through social media to feel a phantom sense of connection. We pathologically avoid being left alone with nothing but our own thoughts. This isn't just a modern social anxiety. It is arguably the oldest and most foundational fear of them all. Throughout human history, to be alone was to be dead. An individual human is frankly a pretty pathetic creature. We're not particularly fast, we don't have claws, and our teeth are optimized for chewing, not tearing. Our superpower has always been the group. We survived by cooperating, by hunting together, defending each other, and sharing knowledge. Solitary confinement wasn't a punishment. It was a death sentence via exposure, starvation, or predation. The deep, existential dread that can accompany loneliness is the echo of that absolute biological necessity. The feeling of emptiness isn't just sadness, it's a primal alarm screaming, "Social connection is low, danger, re-establish contact with the tribe immediately." Your brain interprets isolation as the ultimate threat to your existence. It's why rejection hurts so much. It triggers the same parts of the brain as physical pain. So when you feel that pang of loneliness, what you're really feeling is the leaking ghost of your evolutionary past, reminding you that the most dangerous thing in the world has never been the monster in the dark, but facing it by yourself. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.